Alright guys, back I think. Trying to go for a little ride here. It's really windy today, but it's 75 degrees, so you might be picking up the wind, who knows. But I figured, what the heck, I want to try out my GoPro and my 360 together, so we'll see how that works out. And I'm on my Triumph today, and basically it's kind of a two deal. I want to make sure that the GoPro and the 360, I can get them some nice shots to how they work together. And since it's such a warm day, you know, it's almost really 80 degrees. I said 75, it's almost 80. And I can get a good judge on the heat, because I said I was going to make a decision when it gets warmer, whether I'm going to take away this look or and put the low exhaust on it, or just deal with it. And had the bike warming up for like 15 minutes, just popped out of the garage, and so far so good, but I'm moving. I want to take a ride to Ocean City, but it's pretty windy. I don't know if I want to go over the bridge, but I'll probably do it anyway, because Ocean City is stop and go traffic. Not that there's a lot of traffic today, but they got a lot of lights and stuff like that. So that's going to be my deal today. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, they're out today. Windy, but the Harleys are out. Everything in this area is Harley Davidson. Yeah, so I'm not feeling anything because I got my leg out. We'll go back to that again. See, I'm always skit-scatting all over the place. So I guess if I ride with a leg out like that, it's not going to be an issue. I mean, I don't feel anything. Obviously, I'm doing 50-something miles an hour, 56. You know, and it's warm out, almost 80 degrees. Be curious how it is when I get to the, you know, like I said, there's not a lot of traffic in Ocean City at this time. It's just a lot of lights. You know, the speed limit's like 25 miles an hour on most of the streets. So that should prove to me what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this exhaust, which I like the look of it, or spend the $1,200–1,300 to put the low exhaust on. We shall see. We shall see. Stopped at a light. I feel a little bit of heat, but it's definitely not unbearable. The fan's not kicking on, so as you can see, I got my leg, I guess about 6 inches away or 5 inches away. You can bring it in closer, but it's not bad. It's only when you get like right on top of it. If I just sat here, I guess it would be annoying. But if I'm like this, I don't see that it being an issue right now. And I also feel heat on this side, but that's extremely, that's pretty much like my Speedmaster, obviously because of the parallel twin engine. And as soon as you're moving, obviously, any discomfort is totally gone. Not that it's discomforting yet, but the true test is going to be when I get to stop at those lights every so many blocks. Yeah, we'll be taking it easy on this bridge. Nice view though, right? Right, folks, you got to admit, this is just like a really pretty. So basically, we're going into Ocean City, New Jersey right now, and trying to keep my head up a little bit so you guys can see. And this is basically right on the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, there's some just inlets, so these are not the Atlantic Ocean, but it's not, what, another couple miles. It's a great place to walk. I mean, there's a nice walking path here. You can put a nice day's work in here. Here's the exercise. Fight the wind to stay on the bike. Alright, as we pull into Ocean City. Should I split? Nah, we won't split them. Get them all upset. So far, so good. I guess it's all how you ride the bike. If you keep your legs close, if you like to hug the tank, this exhaust is probably not going to be for you. But if you just, you know, spread out your legs a little bit, you're good to go. And this guy doesn't care about speed limits. I think we're going to turn here. Here's a little convenience store up here. I want to stop for a second, get some water, make sure all my equipment's working, and getting my true test right now. So far, so good, folks. I don't know. I think it's going to be a keeper now. Boy, I change my mind a lot, don't I? Just going to pull in here for a second. Sorry, folks. I know it's another Wawa. I just want to get some water. And then we'll start it back up again. All right, folks, we'll be back in a bit. Now I'm at a light. The fan's not on. You know, I feel warm, but you know what? I've changed my mind again, I guess. I think I'm going to be keeping this exhaust. You just have to know how to ride this bike so the exhaust doesn't bother you. I mean, that's the bottom line on this. It should be windy up on this bridge, too. This is going to bring us into Memora. I know that's probably, you know, sounds, some people that don't know the area, but we're in the southern part of New Jersey. I've said this on, you know, we're near the Atlantic Ocean. I just said that. And you got these inlets everywhere, so you're always got these little overpasses everywhere. And I can feel the wind just like I felt on the bridge going into Ocean City. Alright guys, so here we go. This is my little walk around. I've done many walk arounds with this. I think I've never talked about the, sorry if I'm looking away for a second, but I thought somebody was coming here. So here we go. So the tank pads, I put these on more for aesthetics than anything. And don't ride with the bag unless I have to. That comes with it. But I took off the hand guards. So what do you guys think? I don't know. I like it without it. I just think the bike just looks cooler with it when you just see all the controls and everything. You know, as you guys can see, I shortened my, I put the shorter ones, the shorter turn signals on. I think it kind of lines up better with the auxiliary lights. And I just like the way it all looks. You know, but I'll be changing things again. I always change stuff. So that's it. So, you know, those are the, you know, obviously, you know, I put these mirrors on, but I like it without it. So you guys let me know if I made a mistake. But I don't see myself putting them back on. If anybody you guys out there want to buy them, just let me know. You get them real cheap because I don't see myself putting them back on. And I love what I did to the tail because it puts the lights right, you know, really nice in. And I mean the tail lights, I mean the turn signals really tight. And I really like that brake light. So that's why I didn't change that and went with the multifunction because it gets rid of that or something a little different. So I'm thinking I'm going to be able to live with this exhaust, guys. I think the bike looks really, really cool. I really like the way this bike looks. Boy, if this bike could ride and have the power of my GS, I wouldn't need the GS. But the GS is just like, it just does everything so perfectly. But the looks are subjective. I mean, it's very, I don't know even what color looks. I just like the old style bikes, but I like the new technology. The old style tanks and everything. But to each his own, I guess, right? So, all right, let's get back on the road. I just wanted you guys to give a quick walk around and give me an opinion on how it looks. We just stopped at the state park here. Okay, so we're heading home. And still about 15 miles to go, I guess. But we did have a quick end to the first part of the video because my battery died. And I was using just like Amazon batteries. I don't know what the brand was. And it seems like the GoPro battery lasts longer than the GoPro battery lasted me 45 minutes. In fact, it didn't even die. This one just cut out just about 40 minutes and the battery was done. So, something to think about. See if I can buy some GoPro batteries instead, because these things were cheap. But they were good for 40 minutes, so it's not bad. And so we're back on the road. The temperature's still hovering about 78 degrees. The heat, I can feel it, but you know what? I can manage this heat. There's no doubt about it. Like I said, I don't want to change things. You know, I shouldn't say that. You know, I'm always all over the place. I do like the Zards when they're two slip-ons, with that slip-on with the dual setup like this. But the Zards, I just think that has aesthetically, I think it goes with the bike really, really nice. And but they're $900. Just the sound's not going to be that much different. I don't have a cat. You know, my bike's decatted with the stock exhaust, and a lot of guys go to the aftermarket ones with the H-pipe, but I don't like the idea of that weld. You see that weld? I don't know why they can't just bend the tube. They all have a weld at the tube, and I don't like that in the bend. You know, and you see it. That's why it kind of turned me off to get that. So, and like I said many times before, you know, my decat cost me $50, and I mean, you know, the aftermarket decats may have more power, who knows? But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, this thing does wheelies. It has plenty of low-end torque. Everything seemed to work out great. And it cost me $50. So, you know, I can be cheap at times. And, I'm sorry, folks, just, I go brain dead. The wind just, like, even though you guys can't see it, man, you get these gusts. But yeah, so never say never with the exhaust, but right now I'm gonna probably stick with this for a while. I love the way it sounds because it's decatted. It's got plenty of noise underneath you go underneath the overpass. You can make lots of noise and stuff, and it's loud enough. But what I love about the bike is that's what I'm afraid about putting a new slip-on my GS, because I'd like a little bit more noise when I open it up. But I'm afraid of that drone. You know, I'm just afraid that it'll be just drone. This is no droning at all. I'm at I don't know, let's see, 4,000 RPM. I don't hear the exhaust, so all I hear is the wind. So I'm you know, I like this exhaust setup. As far as noise, and you know, it just sounds really, really good. I love the sound of the twin. Same with my Triumph. Triumph, though, you do hear it a little bit because the muffler is pretty short and it's like right below your ear. My Speedmaster rather. It's right down near your ear, or right where your foot would be. This goes way back near the tail lights or the turn signals, so you don't hear anything. So we'll see. We'll see what the next whatchamacallit is. I was thinking on going with Tech. Has those nice adjustable ones. These are a pain in the ass to adjust. Well, they're not that much of a pain now because I took off the brush guards, but they make their black ones, and I like to have I like to only use 2 fingers. So as you can see, when I'll pull the clutch in, it hits my other 2 fingers, and pretty much what I like about that for my style of riding, and I do the same thing with the GS, is when I pull it in, as soon as I release it, you know, when I'm at a stoplight, it grabs. I don't have to like come out really far. So what I do is I tend to adjust them all the way out. The brake I kind of put in the middle, in fact I could probably bring it in a little bit, but The clutch, I bring it all the way out, and this way, boom, 2 fingers. I know the clutch is disengaged, but as soon as I move it a quarter of an inch, it engages. Did I say that right? Oh, it disengages when I bring it right here, and then as soon as I move it a quarter inch, it engages. So that's the kind of setup I like, and that's the kind of driving I like. Riding. So as you can see, it's just, oh, no problem. What's this guy doing? The guy's blocking the intersection. Now he's moving. Oh, it's a lady, so she's got to be. Why did you just go through the light, lady? Ay, ay, ay. She was through the light anyway. There's no traffic going. Just roll. Don't worry about them. You passed them. So, yeah. So that's the way I like my clutch adjusted. I don't know how you folks like it. You know, I don't like the long throw where you just, you know, you're letting it out, and you don't know when it's going to engage. I guess you get used to it after a while. But I just like this because I'm so used to riding both bikes that way. You know, I just adjust the clutch levers and brake levers accordingly. Okay, you guys are familiar with this lake because I'm always coming by this. Oh, people got to be, well, this water's not really choppy for the wind that we have today. But it'd be a nice day. I'd be out on the lake. Yeah, that's nice. What a nice view. You know what? When the weather is nice, I guess no matter where you live, it's beautiful. As long as the sun is shining and you got some white puffy clouds. Wow, that sounds really corny. And so no matter where you are, my boy Andrew from Australia always got a nice comments and everything. Bud, I love to get out there someday. It's definitely on my, I don't know if it's going to ever happen, but it's a bucket list. I would love to go to Australia. You know, I love the way you guys talk. Now my accent, I know you guys can do it out. I grew up in Queens, and it's just like in New York, Queens, New York. So it's just like Brooklyn, New York. It's all the same. And but it's got to be beautiful down there, and probably warm all the time. I don't know what the temperature's like all year round. Andrew, you can fill me in on that. But definitely on my bucket list someday, maybe. It's such a long ride in the plane. I don't know if I can deal with that. But I don't know. We may someday. We may someday. So, folks, we're almost home, and this video comes out okay, and I can do a nice 360 deal with mixing it with my GoPro, and you know, when I want to do a fast video, boom, I just jump on, you know, hour ride. I could just throw the GoPro on. I don't know. Yeah, you guys can see it with the 360, the way I mounted it. It's extremely clean. I wanted to talk about that. Extremely clean. I wanted to talk about that before I sign off, is that as you can see, there's no cables, there's no wires, there's nothing. There's just the camera. And I used some epoxy and made a mold because it's around here, and I put some, you know, two-sided stickiness on it, so boom. So if I wanted to ever take it off and not have that, you know, it won't destroy the helmet or anything like that. So that came out really good. I tried to do that on my showy helmet, but that didn't work out because there's just too many indents and crevices and stuff. So I have it mounted on the side, and I have this little bracket that comes out, and it kind of brings it like right here. So, but so that's what I wanted to point. It's really clean. I just think it's a clean setup, and that's what I wanted. I just didn't want, you know, sometimes when you look at helmets, and I also have my center device on the side, my communication device. It's flush. Now this is an old style one, but it works really good. So this is kind of my clean helmet. My other helmet has the bigger Center 50S rather, and it's supposedly have a lot more, you know, options and stuff like that. But like I said, I think in my last video, it has this clicking noise that I don't like, and I don't understand how it's doing that, why it's doing that. It's like an interference that just clicks in and clicks out. So whatever. But that's kind of more my winter helmet. This is my summer helmet. But that's kind of a clean look. But you know, some of the helmets that you got to put all this stuff on, and I see cables coming out, and now that GoPro has this new media device you can plug in, and it makes it even wider. But then you have to still run a mic, and the wire sticks out, and then the mic goes underneath there. And if you have a communication device, now you got 2 mics, you got all these wires. I think I said this in the last video, folks, that I don't understand why they can't, like, it's Insta360. You can't make a camera that you can't Bluetooth the sound into a communication device. GoPro, you can't do that. Or all these Chinese knockoffs. I mean, shit, these Chinese knockoffs, you'd sell a ton of them if you had that option. I don't understand it. That's really frustrating to me. The technology's there. I don't know why they don't want to do it. You got to run these freaking adapters. It's ridiculous. I mean, you guys see it's pretty clear. I mean, my voice is pretty good. You don't get too much wind noise. Well, I don't know about today's wind noise, but you know, I don't have a dead cat. All I have is a little foam on my mic, and it's just glued inside here. You know, I just have it as, you know, a Velcro, and it just sticks in the front. That's it. I got a chin spoiler. It's not a big one on this. This one doesn't seem to have a big chin spoiler, but it seems to work okay. I know if you turn your head, you pick up wind noise. Maybe not. I've just noticed that when I'm riding with my buddy. So, all right, folks, that's enough. Just wanted to fill you in on everything in today's ride. I had the ride tonight. I got to ride even when it's not nice, but hopefully we'll be out soon again. And later, guys.